All right, where we left off. After tracing through the catacombs below Sandpoint, below the the old lights, a ancient Thessalonian ruin of ages past, you came across many scores of enemies, including ones that would freeze, petrify in stone, heroes of a lesser worth. That journey ended with a interesting interaction with a elderly chap who gave you some very interesting information about the Runelords and how to kill one. Blessing your weapons with a magical rune known only to a select few, you now hold the power in your blades to slay an emperor of the Rune Lord, one of the Rune Lords, an emperor among men. Along for the ride was Thornton, lieutenant of the Magnamarian forces, who accompanied you through the catacombs. He, unfortunately, was not blessed with such a gift. And before you finished your conversation with the old man, he gave a forbidding warning that one of you is not as you seem. And to be wary of betrayal, even from those you would trust with your very lives. Returning to the surface, you make your way through the gateway, coming back to Sandpoint. And as you re-enter society, it seems that the sun is just beginning to set into the evening. You spent the entire day below the surface of the earth, and last night fighting off all waves of Malkamirian's forces. The armor on your shoulders and swords in your scabbards feel heavy. And fatigue finally begins to set in. Now, with the thrill of the fight waning. Looking around Sandpoint, it seems that a semblance of normalcy has returned to the town. A heavy guard of Magnamirian soldiers are patrolling every street. And all flames have been put out. Some smoldering buildings remain, but only a handful of buildings will have to be rebuilt in their entirety. You also see, skipping around here and there, a couple goblins. And they appear to be emanating from the north. You even see a few black arrows walking around in patrols, assisting with the Magnamar forces. Now, with your eyes heavy and packs weighing on your backs, what would you like to do?
I'm going to look to Roland and say, I don't know about you, but I think we need a good long rest. Hey?
Agreed. Where could we stay in this place? You know this town better than me.
There's a few taverns, but we should probably check in with those in command. You know, take stock of the forces left to us, and then maybe see where we can bunk up for the night. I can barely keep my eyes open.
Thornton speaks up. If you please, yes, sir, I can see to the command at the Captain Catalan's command post and give her a proper report. if it pleases you.
It would.
That'd be
Right.
grand.
I'll see to her and see what else I can be assistance with.
Okay.
Thank you, Thornton.
Thornton. The name's Thornton. And
Good.
he raises like a bicep and is like just kind of show his prowess. Name for the god, you know.
I was like, it's very, very clear.
Oh my.
Oh, good. I was worried I was being too subtle.
I mean, he's a descendant, right, of Major Armstrong from Full Metal.
Fuck's
Aye,
sake.
sir.
Yes, that'd be great if you could talk to your commanding officer. I think Tristan and I need to find a place to catch some sleep.
Well, I'll see you to the captain. That'd be sure. And last time I was here, I recall a place. Was it the Golden Dragon, or was it the Rusty Dragon? Some such. Is that still around here?
The Rusty Dragon, it should still be around, unless something happened while we were downstairs. I think it was unmolested.
The last time I was here, it was a fine place for a tap.
Still is.
Well, when my duties no longer be beckoning, maybe I'll find you for a drink.
That sounds good.
Aye, sir. And he salutes and makes his way towards the garrison.
Sorry, stepping out of character for a second. I just remembered. Do we still have our apartment?
Oh yeah, we still have the house.
I just realized, I was like, yeah, we should go. That's a great idea. We should go back to the Dragon. Oh, wait, we have a house.
We never go to it, so it's like, oh, right.
Yeah, you guys still have a townhouse.
Perfect.
See if it's still in one piece.
That's a great.
It's still in one piece, but I still want to go to the Rusty Dragon, make sure everybody's okay.
That's true. Yes. Sorry, back in character. To the Rusty Dragon, then.
To the Rusty Dragon.
All right, making your way to the Rusty Dragon, you find it, thankfully, in more or less one piece. A couple bits of smolder still emanating from the roof, and one patch about the size of a adventurer's pack burnt through the ceiling. But all in all, it still seems to be receiving visitors and patrons. Coming through the door, you find it to be very familiar. This tavern, one you have spent many hours drinking and conversing with the local townsfolk. And it does seem rather filled at the moment. Despite that, you see Bethana, the elderly halfling, bussing some tables, and she sees you on the approach. She comes up to you. Oh, blessings, you're still alive. And grabs each, Tristan, and just wraps him up in like one of those sweet granny hugs where she's trying to squeeze, but you feel no pressure.
Well, I'm not going to be alive for much longer if you keep squeezing the life out of me, Bethana.
Sorry, dearie. Don't know my own strength.
It's good to see you too.
Oh, it's been too long. How have you been? And she kind of begins to take stock. There's been a bit of a change in the retinue, I can see.
Tristan's just gonna kind of nod a little sadly, like, We lost a few good ones on the way.
Oh my, I'm terribly sorry. Well, that's life sometimes. I've lost quite a few of my friends as well at my age. It's to be expected, I suppose. Well, no worry for that. Can I offer you a drink on the house?
Oh, please.
The strongest you have.
Ah, the strongest brandy it is. And she kind of ushers you, kind of does that little kind of granny hop where she's trying to like move quickly, but also not break a hip at the same time. She runs back to the bar and grabs a case from under the bar, lifts it up, puts it onto the top of the bar's surface, and grabs a key from around her neck, unlocking it and revealing a very fine green meshed and coated bottle that has orange and gold lettering on it. She grabs a glass for each of you, brandy glass, and pours a very strong, very to the brim drink for each one of you, and she fills one for herself as well. To those we've loved and lost, and to those we'll see again.
Indeed.
She swigs it back like she's 20.
Roland will do the same. And then, oh, sorry, little another.
Tristan's gonna sip his, like, I'm not shooting this back like a shot.
Oh, you deserve it, little lad.
Little.
Well, it has been a full few days, I would wager. I'll just leave you the bottle. I'll have to take care of some of the other ones around here, but you drink up. You've certainly earned it.
Thank you.
She grabs the chest, closes it, locks it, puts it back in place, and leaves the bottle with you. She kind of goes around and continues to buss the various tables and tend to the other patrons.
Bessina,
Oh yes, lad.
have you seen Amiko around? We saw her before we mounted the defenses, but I just wanted to wonder if there were still some of the old faces that were okay.
Oh yes, of course. She's over at the cathedral at the moment, tending to the wounded. They made it into a makeshift hospital.
Oh.
If you make it over there, you should see with the sheriff while you're there. He's not doing so great.
Tristan's gonna shoot back the brandy and look at Roland like, take it to go.
Absolutely, Roland just like already taking it off the table. I assume then that the doctor is not available to look at anyone. I assume he's quite busy.
Well, I'm afraid we don't have a proper doctor. I suppose the closest thing we have to a proper doctor is Father Xantus. He's our in-town healer. He did his best with the sheriff, but he'll have a long road of recovery in front of him.
Heals souls and people.
He does good work. He does his best.
Well, I assume in that case, then we probably don't have anyone who will be able to see us. Just gonna take a look at. Just looking at his body and like just starts pouring some alcohol straight on it. Like you never know.
Tristan is going to grab everything he's got and just start hauling ass to the cathedral.
Okay.
Would you like me to come, Tristan? you mind if I stay for a drink?
You can. Tristan's like, you know what? You go and finish your brandy. Meet me at the cathedral when you're done. Don't take too long, yeah?
Sure, absolutely.
I'm gonna book it to the fucking cathedral. My homie needs me.
All right. Making your way to the cathedral. It too had bits of its wood roof, battered and broken and burnt. But being predominantly made of stone, it seems that the cathedral weathered the worst of the onslaught by the giants. Outside are quite a few soldiers and civilians, all waiting their turn for various healing by Father Gelas. Though the ones outside seem to be of low critical nature, simple, for the most part, superstitial injuries. As you make your way into the cathedral, beds line the halls, and more serious injuries can be noted, such as broken legs and arms, gashes, and unconscious soldiers. You would hesitate to say it would exceed 50 individuals, but it roll a will save.
Damn. We just going straight into it. That is 33.
For a moment, flashes of battle and blood enter your mind's eye, as well as the wounded following the battle. Great houses clashing, and soldiers crying out for their mothers. A nurse bumps your shoulder, and you wake from a sudden daydream and regain your senses, remembering why you've come.
Do you know where Sheriff Hemlock is?
A nurse, more just a citizen of Sandpoint that is doing her best to attend the wounded. She looks at you and says, "Oh yes, the sheriff, of course. Just a moment. Let me attend to this man, and I'll bring you to it." She takes some time to attend the wounded, and the others sitting on their beds and stocks. After she's finished, she leads you to the center of the cathedral, and you see Sheriff Hemlock. Not in his gallant stance, ready for a fight, but battered and broken, lying on a cot with one leg already amputated and an arm slung over his chest, a wrapping over his eye, and many bloodied rags around him. It seems that he's at the moment resting in a slumber. The nurse turns back to you. I expect you want to speak with him, but he's quite injured, you see, and
I knew that he confronted some of the what happened? What happened?
He was commanding the forces down south of town. He didn't want any of the giants coming across the bridge, you see? 2 squadrons at his command, and leading those, he fought to the last man. They threw rocks. They smashed buildings. With single wings of their clubs, they ripped asunder those squadrons. Many of the green boys, ones that had only just held the spear, ran for their lives. But not the sheriff. Facing down 3 giants, he drew his sword and attacked, trying to hold them off as long as he could. We did our best to bandage him up, but I'm afraid the leg.
There was nothing you could do. What's the outlook on him?
Perhaps he can be fitted with a prosthetic at some point, but he'll never walk the same way again, if he walks at all. But regardless, he showed the people of Sandpoint what a true hero does. We're all grateful for it.
I wish that we could have done more.
If you need to speak with him, I ask that you make it quick. He needs all the rest that he can get.
I'll let him rest for now. If he rouses, let me know. But I was told Amico is around here.
Yeah, I can take you to Amico as well.
All right. If you would.
Leaving the sheriff to his slumber, the nurse leads you to Emiko Kaijitsu, one of the 4 leading families of Sandpoint. She is tending a bandage of an amputee, one of the soldiers who had to have his arm cut at the elbow. She looks at you. Ah, Tristan, it's good to see that you made it. She finishes wrapping the bandage, tying a tight knot, and grabbing a rag from her waist, she wipes off the blood from her hands, though her skin is still stained with the red. It's quite a thing that you did, coming back to protect Sandpoint.
For all the good it was not that we did. Tristan's going to kind of gesture with his chin to the amputee.
They've done a lot of damage here. But Sandpoint will survive. We make strong men and women here.
Do we have an idea of how many were lost and what the outlook of the town is? I know that I saw what happened to Hemlock, and
We're still tallying the numbers, but at the moment, 30 lost, twice as many wounded. Could have been a lot worse. Thankfully, their entire forces didn't make it to the battle. Well, I'm hearing word of other raids in the area, and it could have been worse.
it could have been better.
It always could be.
How are the heads of the other families? Are they still are they still around? Do we have any leadership still here?
Well, Gamita Devrin, the Lord Mayor. She's doing all that she can to keep the civilians in order and a sense of peace among them. I am trying my best to tend to the wounded here. Vladimir, well, he's as useless as ever, holding up in his manner. But what can you expect from a man of his age? As for Scarnetti, Titus, he hasn't been seen from since the attack. A squadron was sent out to his manor to investigate, but it seems that while they attacked our town, they also destroyed half his manor, stole most of his more wealthier possessions, and killed or kidnapped the rest of the Scarnettis.
But Titus survived.
He hasn't been seen from since. He's presumed to be taken by what was left of the giant raids.
Amiko, do we have any idea, any suspicion that maybe somebody was working from the inside?
She looks at you surprised and almost shocked. What do you mean?
Don't give me that look. You know for a fact that there is more going on in this town than everybody would lead us to believe.
Can you speak up just a little?
Don't give me that look. You and I both know that there's more happening in this town than we're led to believe. First, it was the New Orleans situation, then it was the Wellspring, and now one of the most notorious families in this town suddenly goes missing. The rest of his kin slaughtered to a man. If you know something, you need to tell me. Then just fight through all those stone giants just to come back and to play intrigue again.
Well, Deverin has always been honorable. She has been mayor for about 10 years now, and she's always led us well. She's beyond suspicion. Vladimir, he's always been a strange one, but more of a recluse these last 30 years or so, longer than I've been around. But it wouldn't make any sense that he would be involved in this. It's too many prospects, too many investments in Sandpoint to want to see it burned.
Couldn't he get a return on his investments if his properties were destroyed?
I don't see how. He owns half of the insurance firms in insured properties in Sandpoint. Or let me rephrase.
Yes, I'm implying an insurance scam.
Yes.
The worst crime of them all.
Those fuckers are going down.
The biggest problem in Galarian is not the Runelords, folks. It's insurance.
Next are protection racket schemes.
Sandpoint Mafia.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase. That came out very, very poorly. Not exactly what I intended. Let me rephrase. I don't see how he owns the biggest insurance firm in town, and if he has to pay out for all the damage, let's just say that he won't be drinking any more fine wine for the time being. As for Scarnetti, I have never favored him myself. He and his father, in particular, He's always been a bit of a bastard in my mind. You know that there was a rumor going around some years back.
Hmm.
Some of the mills around here, all but his, went up in flame, making him the only miller in the area. But now him disappeared, half his family dead or gone. What to make of that, I don't know. As for our help from Magnamar, I don't know this Captain Catalan. Met her only once when she came to the hospital here. But she seems well enough. Well intentioned, albeit late. I suspect that they're, well, if I were a betting lass, I would put it on Scarnetti.
Do we have any guard units moving around?
You gotta speak up a little bit.
Do we have any guard units in the area moving around? Any active patrols?
Aye, the captain has saw fit to use some of her cavalry.
I don't want to use any of the Magnamars. I don't trust. Suffice to say, I didn't have exactly the best encounter with the Magnamarian guard. And while I'm sure Captain Catalan is trustworthy, I'd rather trust our own people. If we have any of our Sandpoint militia left, I want them to block off Scarnetti's manor. If we have to use the Knights Cavalry from Magnamar, do so. But block off that manor. We'll have to go in and investigate it later. See if we can't find anything that could point to Scarnetti.
All that's left of the militia is dead or here. The only thing defending the town now is the Magnamarian guard.
Damn it.
That, and I've heard rumor that you have a bit of a force behind you these days. A few squadrons from Fort Rannoch, if I'm not mistaken.
The arrows are here.
They are. Some 3 squadrons, as well as 2 squadrons from the goblin clans of the north.
Oh, better late than never with flute and loot. Send word to them, have them move into position there. I'll meet up with them later. I need to go see about our home. Perhaps Kaj, wherever he is, was right about Scarnetti in the end. He never did quite like the man.
Well, I'll send a messenger to your goblin friends, and I think they are calling themselves the Blades of
The blades of the
Tash.
shell.
Zashel. Indeed. I'll send a messenger boy to both of them to meet you at the Scarnetti Manor.
At your convenience. Don't take away from here. You're doing important work.
Can I see to your wounds? It looks like you're quite battered yourself.
Are you sure that it wouldn't take you away from anyone in more dire need than I?
The most critical patients have been attended to, and now we're just going down the list.
Tristan's very softly going to go, all right, and then just start kind of taking off his armor.
So she helps to kind of assist you taking off the armor and begins to patch you up, sewing some of the gashes and gashes in your shoulder, back, and kind of at the top of your back in particular.
Hmm.
So what are your plans now with your newly found army? She kind of chuckles at the thought.
Isn't it obvious? I mean, to occupy the town, establish a minor kingdom, take a local woman to wife, and establish an independent republic of Magnemar.
Oh, I suppose nobody can accuse you of not being ambitious.
No, I mean to find out. Well, I guess we're going to have to reestablish some semblance of order here, but we have some word as to where the bigger fish of everything is located, and I guess we're the only ones who can stop them. And I don't want any more of our people's lives at risk there. So I guess we'll take what men we can, how many ever can be spared, and see if we can put this threat to bed once and for all.
Anything that keeps Sandpoint safe, I can speak for the whole town. We would be much appreciated.
I wish I could have done more to protect you all. But
well, town still stands. Most of its people still breathing, and enough food for the winter. We're doing better than it could have been.
I am sorry about the dragon.
About the what?
Tristan's like, wait, you didn't. Tristan like looks at her like, wait, you didn't know?
No, I just didn't hear you.
Oh, the dragon, Namiko. You didn't see the dragon?
Are you referring to my inn or the reptilian beast that flew around?
The latter, darling.
I heard. Well, it seems that it's been taken care of.
Yes. No, your inn's fine. We just got back from there. I think Roland is drinking all of your brandy.
Roland.
The scary one in the bandage.
Ah, yes, the one that looks like he's just come from battle. That one.
Yes, the flayed man.
And the curiously loose skin that seems to be rotting.
That's a skin suit. I have no. Before you ask,
I'm not.
I have no idea where he got it. I didn't ask questions.
I would rather not know myself.
Yeah, I want plausible deniability, Amiko. It's just.
I think at this point, that's the least of the town's worries.
Oh, certainly. There was word when we were down in the well. Apparently, one of us isn't as we seem. I don't know what that means, but it worries
What does that
me.
mean?
I don't know. We met with someone who had claimed to be alive since the original Runelords, and I don't know. So many of the original companions I set out with have died, and only Anthar remains. And while I trust these men who are about our sides to fight with us in battle, I don't know how far I can trust them. And there's secrets amongst them all. Things that we haven't been able to find out yet in the short time we've had them here. I don't know. I'm worried.
Well, she kind of leans down to cut the thread from your wound as she finishes up and hands you your shirt back. Well, keep your wits about you. It's a strange time we're living in.
Is that a reference to me, Amiko? You got a little bit handsy there.
Handsy.
Tristan kind of gives her a smirk.
She grins in a way like, if you fucking wish kind of grin. But also kind of in that like playful kind of you fucking wish, but
also
keeping options open.
Amiko's a smart woman. She's like, nah, I'm good, but Maybe.
Take it easy there, Wonder Boy. Tristan's going to pull his shirt back over his head and just be like, I guess I better get back to it, and I guess I better get back to it. See what needs to be done around this place. I'm gonna go check in on the townhouse. Keep being an inspiration. Tristan's gonna wink and then he's gonna walk off.
Oh, before I forget, take this. It's mandrake root. It'll help to numb some of the pain until that heals back a bit.
Thank you.
All right. And meanwhile, what has Roland been up to?
Aside from testing to see if his liver still works.
I'm curious. Sorry, this is kind of be talking about Roland. I have access to a map. Does Roland have access to a map?
Yes. So you guys all have a world map in the drive.
Right. I'm just
Is that one you're looking at?
Yeah, I was just curious if Roland had it too, because I didn't want to say like, okay, I got a good idea of the layout of the town. If actually that's just me who knows it, or if Roland does too. Now that
Oh, are you talking about the map of Sandpoint?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's you have a generally good layout, an idea of where stuff is.
Okay.
Just kind of being around town.
The perfect. So Roland's been studying the map, looking at kind of the locations, seeing the manors, where having a better idea of where everything is now. And he'll get one more drink before leaving.
Okay.
Uh,
Try to find. All right, and oh crap, I cannot find a picture. Rusty Dragon. Sorry, hold on a second.
No, you're good.
All right. So, and are you just kind of flagging down Bethana?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bethana comes up to you after bussing a couple of tables. Oh, what would you like, dearie?
Do you have another bottle of this? Holding up the empty bottle that he has either drinking or pouring over himself.
Oh, yes, of course. I think we have one more bottle of that left. Just a moment. She reaches down under the bar, opening up the case again and grabbing the last bottle from that case and plunking it in front of you. You enjoy that. It's a very nice one, but you deserve it.
Without saying anything, he'll take it and then leave.
Okay. And where are you going?
So while walking the streets, I'd like to or Roland would like to kind of like see, are there any patrols out? What's kind of going on in his immediate surroundings?
The town is pretty well patrolled at this point. You see quite a few squads kind of roaming up and down the streets, making sure that there's not too much civil strife, with a particular emphasis on numbers at the various entrances of the town. The lower bridge, the north gate, and a couple kind of patrolling the kind of a heavier focus of patrol on particularly on the eastern side.
Awesome. Roland's gonna kind of wander by the where is it? The Sandpoint Boutique, the exotic goods store.
Ooh, okay. It looks. Let's see. That is what. All right. Running down to the sand. Better remember where that is. Okay, there it is. Going down to the Sandpoint Boutique, the south, kind of on the southeastern side of town. It seems that there's a pretty a fair number of guards in this area of town, especially next to the bridge. The shop itself appears to be locked, and lights are turned. There are no lights emanating from the downstairs, but it does seem that there are lights coming from the residency on the upstairs.
Okay. Man, I should probably roll perception for this, but how many entrances and exits are there to the boutique?
Ooh. Roll a thievery check.
Ooh, excellent.
To scope the area out.
Let's see. That is going to be a 37.
Okay. So the Sandpoint Boutique is a relatively small building in town. It kind of fits the motif of the village, with a single front entrance facing the street, as well as a back entrance leading to an alley, kind of a garbage alley where you kind of throw your muck in the morning. Upstairs is the entire building is 2 stories. It seems that the upstairs appears to be a residency, pretty common for this type of architecture, with 3 windows on the upstairs, but no doors on the upstairs.
Okay. And the guards are pretty heavy. It seems they're pretty since they're close to the bridge.
Yeah, in this part of town, they're pretty heavily patrolled, especially down Main Street, which the front door of this boutique faces. There seems to be a patrol back and forth between the garrison as well as various messengers, and 2 squadrons which are facing the kind of guarding the southern bridge.
Gotcha. All right. Roland's gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna go do the same thing at the fine clothing store. I'd like to see kind of scope it out for entrances, exits, if there are any lights, and if there's any patrols.
Okay. Alrighty. All right, making our way to the fine clothing store, which is 30. Yeah, Verma's Fine Clothing Store. This, again, is a 2-story building with 2 entrances, one that faces the Main Street, Pickleback Lane, and the other that faces kind of an outward alley. It too seems to be closed. The kind of main storefront at the first level of the building seems to be closed, but it seems that there is light emanating from the upper story. The 4 windows that you can see, no doors on the second story, and it is a little bit less patrolled. Sorry, what was the roll on that?
Oh, sorry, I'll roll it. It was 37 on the last one. I probably should have rolled again. Sorry.
Go ahead and re-roll. I got ahead of myself.
Not great. That's a 20. Thievery 25.
25. Okay.
Almost the opposite of the last roll.
So there seems to be less activity, quite a bit less activity here than at the boutique store. Here, the guards and the militia, the soldiers are mostly keeping to Market Street, some of the main streets, and not spending too much time on these side streets, including Pickleback Lane.
All right. Another good thing to keep in mind. I want to see if there's any other places on the map that Roland would like to scope out. I thought there was one other place that I was like, oh yeah, he would. I would love to take a look at this. The Feathered Serpent as well. Number 44.
Feathered Serpent.
And I'll pre-roll on this one for thievery.
44, huh? Okay. Here there is a heavy. Oh, well, go ahead. 40. Wait, what was your roll?
It's 40.
40.
Sorry, it was 44 on the map. 40.
Gotcha.
Roll. Sorry.
Here you find again, a two-story building. Pretty much fits the decorum of the town. Pretty standard, with the storefront being the first level and the residence being the second. This one's a little bit upper scale, a little bit nicer. Its architecture is a little bit little higher end, a little bit more higher end, and it has a heavy patrol around it, being right next to the southern gate. There are two patrols within spitting distance of this building, and some of the men are even leaning up against the adjacent buildings.
Perfect. Again, sorry that Roland is done with his scouting. He's gonna head to the. He's now gonna head. Sorry, to the monastery. Those are the three main places he wanted to, or the cathedral. Sorry, not the monastery. Sorry, the cathedral, to meet up with Tristan.
Okay. So making your way back to the cathedral, you find yourself face to face with Tristan in front of the cathedral right about the same time he's coming out of the cathedral. You're coming up on the cathedral.
Figure out whatever you needed to figure out, Roland.
More drinks, and I'm gonna offer it to Tristan.
Tristan will take a sip, I guess.
I'll let you take the whole bottle. I'll just hand it off to you.
Tristan will just like kind of chug a little bit and hand it back to him. Because apparently he was having PTSD flashbacks as soon as he ran into the fucking cathedral.
So grabbing the bottle, you notice kind of a curious inscription on it. Do you want to know more?
Yes.
Yes.
Roll perception or.
So actually roll a. Actually, let's go with a.
We're waiting.
Shut up. Yeah, go ahead. Roll perception. No,
40.
Scratch that. Roll lore check. It doesn't really fit into a good category.
I mean, I got a nat 20.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Just a regular old lore, or
unless you have something like fermentation lore or like mercantile lore or anything like that.
All right, yeah, it's gonna be that's gonna be a 20, just as it.
Yeah, so I got a nat 20, and I think my lore bonus is like 1, so 21.
20 for me.
Okay. So Tristan, you kind of grab the bottle and you notice that a curious inscription in gold leaf lettering under the layers of dust. Kind of rubbing it aside, you see a kind of a red wax seal that reads out Centauri spirits. And you realize that this bottle is from a distillery that has now gone out of business. You recall hearing about this famous distillery from way down south, almost a world away.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had to guess, you would say that this particular bottle on its own costs about 500 gold pieces.
Oh my god.
Roland, where did we get this bottle of brandy?
The halfling gave it to me.
Is she aware of how much? Okay, so we need to drink this fast. And Amiko cannot know.
Not a problem.
Because I mean, how much of this bottle have we drunk?
This bottle is still mostly full. Maybe only had short a few drinks.
Had it been opened at all before we got it, or is this a brand new?
It was brand new. Both bottles.
Damn.
Do you have that other bottle of brandy?
I think I used it up on my wounds.
Kristen's just kind of sitting there and is like,
Just think of it, 500 gold pieces runs through my veins.
that doesn't help. Well, I guess we're getting drunk off of 500 gold brandy. Let's go to the house. Let's see if there's anything that remains.
Perfect. And then lead the way, and then just a big old.
Tristan is just gonna hand off the bottle like, I guess we're fucking killing this bottle like mad lads.
All right. Making your way back to your house.
Making my way downtown.
Walking fast. Ba, 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 ba.
Okay. Thankfully, I don't think we have to walk 1,000 miles.
No.
If I were to fall to the sky.
It seems that miraculously, your little townhouse has survived all destruction. Ne'er even a burn roof in sight in your particular area of town, which is kind of in the southeast corner. Southeast corner of town, which was largely unaffected by any fire from the dragon, which fixated most of its attack to the north end of town.
Well, we got lucky. It doesn't seem like this is where the original 6 lived. No, us. But we can bunk down here, but I heard something about the Scarnettis having some suspicious activity at their manor. I think we're sending some of the Blades to hold that position, and we have some old allies that I think I would like to meet, but I don't know. What do you think, Roland? Do you think we should bunk down for the night, or?
Tell me more about the Scarnetti. Is he he's rich, I assume? Manor?
One of the 4 families and one of the leading families in Sandpoint. A member of our party, well, you met Kaj, wasn't exactly fond of him. Forced timber magnate, made his money in the production of woods and papers and so on and so forth. Had a bit of a private militia as well. Apparently was helping with the defense, but he's gone missing and his entire family's been slain. Half of their valuables have been stolen and the manor's been broken into, so I don't know. I can't help but shake the feeling that there's something more going on. Combine that with Magnamar coming in late. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being paranoid, but
no, it sounds like a worthy place to look. In his head, Roland's definitely thinking, half looted already, but oh well.
You friggin' dirtbag.
Yes, I think all right. Scarnetti's in the morning after a night's sleep.
All right. Well, yeah, I suppose that would be the smart move. Let's go take a rest.
All right. And I think with that, we'll take a quick break and return to the adventure. All right, we'll be right back. right, and we're back. All right. So night passes, and you rise from your beds, your long slumber. It is almost midday now, and each of you almost feels a crack in your back as you rise up, battered and broken from the previous day's activities. You rise stiff and sore, but with more energy than you did have last night, but also with a wicked hangover.
Is there
See-
anything left in the bottle?
No, Tristan drank it all to dull the nightmares.
Yeah, pretty much all the bottle is gone. There's maybe a couple drops left.
Roland, did we drink all the brandy?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we weren't in hell, because it certainly feels like it.
I was sure hoping we'd have some hair of the dog to something, we could tide us over.
Let's go check the pantry. Maybe there's something we can knock together.
Looking through the pantry, you find mostly cold storage provisions, jarred fruits and vegetables, hardtack, salted fish and pork, salted bacon, as well as several casks of ale.
Ah, there we go.
Right. Tristan's going to roll out a small cask of ale and grab a jar of tomatoes.
Okay.
Roland will do the same and grab a dried fish.
Yeah. 1 second, Roland. I think I got an idea. I'm going to make a improvised Bloody Mary.
Excellent. That's even better.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Okay. Roll a crafting check.
Oh, sweet. So that's an 18 plus. Oh, wait. I forgot. Right. Okay. We'll see. 18 to 19.
Okay. And what are you using to make it?
Well, Bloody Mary is technically vodka. I guess I'm using ale, tomato juice, and garnishing it with a pickled onion.
Okay. Tasting this makeshift Bloody Mary, it's not what you would call a delectable, but it is palatable.
Is it working to help with a hangover?
Roll a fort save.
Okay, 1 second. Oh wait, yeah, my fortitude side sky high. I forgot about that. That's a 39.
39. And Roland?
Oh, sorry. Let me get that going. Okay, that is going to be a fort save, right?
A fort save, yep.
That's correct.
That's going to be a 30.
30. Yeah, it seems to be relieving a little bit of the hangover's ailments. You kind of get the feeling like, man, this would be way better if it was just ale, but it wouldn't have the same properties. So I guess I'll go ahead and drink this.
Right. Normally we need vodka for these, but all we have is ale.
If Roland had temples to rub, he'd be rubbing them.
Okay, I think we're gonna have to go meet with some of the people in town, so we're going to have to put our heads in some cold water or something and look semi-presentable before we get all up in our up-to-do. Maybe you need to change your bandages.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, let's go get, let's go look like big goddamn heroes.
I'm curious, the Scarnetti, is he just a lumber magnate, or does he own any of the businesses here in town?
I'm gonna roll a perception check on that shit.
Roll a society check for that.
Okay. All right. What is my society modifier? Because I rolled like shit. That's a 22.
22. Okay. So you know that his primary revenue stream is from the lumber industry. He is pretty much the lumber titan in this area. The only one that produces any kind of lumber for the construction of the town, of the shipbuilder society, and any farmhouses all have to come to him for timber, making him a very, very wealthy individual. He also has a monopoly on the grain industry. He owns all the mills in the area, in the greater Sandpoint area, including one in town. And he, what was that? What was that society check again?
22.
22. And he, through those two industries, which are quintessential to the lifeblood of any settlement, he holds quite a bit of sway. You also know that his family, by and large, is a very traditional family, preferring to associate themselves only with the upper echelons of society, not with the working class of town, and almost scoffs at anything less than an ideal Magnamarian mentality.
Right. He's a right royal prick, but this is how he got into business, and I'm going to regurgitate everything that you just told me.
Perfect. I was kind of hoping, he maybe owned the fine clothing store.
I didn't.
You want? Would you roll a 20 something?
A 22.
Yeah, he does not own the fine clothing store.
All right,
He
that's
doesn't.
okay.
No, he does not own the fine clothing store. And we're not here to steal from the nice people.
We said anything about stealing?
You did!
When?
5 seconds ago.
Oh, no. I was just curious. It's,
Mm.
a man of living in a manor, owning a large magnate. I would assume he had interest in finer
You
taste.
keep your sticky, bloody fingers to yourself.
Well, if we are going to pay him a visit, if he's even still alive,
Good point.
I would like to see him in the finest silk coverings as possible.
We'll worry about the redistribution of wealth later. I mean, a feudalist society is a little bit outdated for a modern Magnamarian economy, so perhaps we can implement revolutionary politics later, but I think we're going to have to worry about that after the current infrastructure is updated.
Oh, all right then.
Anyhow.
Did you want to freshen up a bit before we
yes, I'm gonna go to the water barrel and clean myself up a bit.
I'll do the same.
Yeah, Tristan's going to go to the water barrel and just kind of wash up a bit, but just rubbing his face over like the 3-day beard is like, I don't have fucking time to shave. We're just gonna rock with the stubble.
Fair enough.
And then suit up in armor and shit and just get all, presentable.
Where might I acquire some fresh bandages?
Tristan will point him to Kaj's room, and he's like, I think Kaj had a supply of bandages up there. I don't think he's really going to use them anymore, so go for it.
Awesome. So I'll do the same as Tristan. Just suit up and get some fresh bandages.
Okay. Yeah, you find a pretty decent supply of relatively clean bandages. They have some cat hair on them, but
if there's any pain that comes from that or annoyance, I don't think I'm gonna notice.
it's a little itchy, but that's about it.
Also, yeah, the don't want to. Sorry, a little meta moment here, but I don't want to steal something from someone in our chat said. But using the same water barrel, yeah, I think I did, and might want to toss that water barrel. I'm assuming it's kind of bloody now.
A little bloody, a little grungy.
May not
Probably.
use that. Might want to
Has a bit of pus in it.
right.
And a couple of flecks of
Oh,
ripped off
God.
flesh also.
Oh, even better.
Just like floating at the top and just kind of swirling around.
Oh my God. Okay.
Roland will also peel off that whatever is left of the skin suit, if it is even there.
Okay.
Before putting on. Sorry, so he'll do that before putting on any any of the fresh bandages and such.
Fair enough. All right.
All right. He's not a total degenerate.
It's nice to feel fresh air on your nerve endings.
Sure. Let's go see if we can't find our friends. Tristan's gonna head out and see if he can't find the arrows or flute and loot. Or at least we're just gonna go head out into the nice morning.
Should we go together to search, or do you want to go look for the black arrows and I can go look for flute? Or actually, you know flute and loot better than I.
Okay, you go find the arrows, I'll go find flute and loot.
All right, perfect.
Point of clarification. Didn't you have
Oh yeah, we had them go to post up on Scarnetti's Manor, so we might as well just go. Oh yeah, we're
Oh,
gonna go to
that's-
right. Sorry, I forgot.
That's
no,
right.
we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna go to Scarnetti's Manor and I guess start investigating that shit.
Okay. By the time you make it up to the Scarnetti Manor, oh, you know, I got a picture for you guys. South of town are the 4 manors of the 4 ruling houses of Sandpoint. The crap, I had it right here. The Deverins, Kaijutsus, Scarnetti, and Vladimir families. The Deverin, Kaijutsu, and Vladimir manors seem to be pretty much untouched by the by any onslaught. However, leading, kind of going up the path to the Scarnetti Manor, you see a host of giant footprints as well as bare paw prints lining the roadway, which are now covered in part by the footprints of the various troops that have been sent up there by your command. And I have a picture for you. Oh, there we go. Kind of see what the edge of town looks like.
Ooh.
Making your way to the Scarnetti Manor, it at least was of a very fine design. Certainly a Magnamarian style to it, but a little bit more rustic, given the surrounding buildings, but a manor of high esteem nonetheless. Beside the manor are several squadrons of what seems to be black arrows, though some of them are dressed not only as rangers and rogues, but also as more conventional soldiers. It's quite a melting pot of soldierly individuals, including a couple that appear to be dressed in full armor.
Holy shit, we did it, boys.
Hell yeah. It's only a model.
As you make your approach, one of them, which seems to be the commander of the bunch, kind of comes up and salutes you, and all behind him, the other soldiers also follow suit in saluting the group of six of you. So,
Right.
woo. I can find it. Man. What are you freaking? Okay, there we go. The kind of looks like lieutenant of the group. Oh crap. I'm not finding it. Hold on a second. There we go. Jeez. The commander of the group,
Hey.
dressed in pretty much full plate armor. Let's say full plate armor. Salutes you. Says, we have encircled the manor as instructed and have secured the place for your investigation.
Did you see anything? Did you see anything uncommon? Anything that would be concerning?
So we only did a preliminary sweep of the premises and didn't want to investigate too much without your presence.
All right, fair enough.
We did, however, have a interesting run-in with the goblins. It seems they've taken it upon themselves to liberate the wine cellar of its wares.
Of course they did. That's loot for you, I suppose.
Thinking that it would be more beneficial to leave them to that, we decided to let them have their fill without getting your precise instruction, sir.
Yes. Well, all right then. Did you? Oh, for the hell of it! All right, lead the way. We'll go. I guess we'll go reconvene and make sure that Flute and aren't getting too drunk. And please, by all means, we're going to let's start searching the premises. Just make sure that nobody else comes in without anybody who isn't a part of the Blades as a shell does not cross this line. We need to investigate and see what's going on here.
All right. He turns around to the rest of the soldiers. Well, you heard him. Create a border. Hop to it, lads. And they kind of scatter around, creating a perimeter around. And they begin to kind of go through some of the wreckage and see what they can find. So the wine cellar is over there, and he kind of points to an outbuilding with it's more of a root cellar, really.
Mm-hmm.
If you wish to speak with the goblins.
Right. I'm going to go to the root cellar and go meet up with my boys.
All right.
Oh, yes. Oh, hell yeah.
Our boys.
Coming into the root cellar, you find a host of goblins going mad with drink and just filling their bellies with all the ale, wine, brandy, rum, and goodies that they can find. And among them, standing on a table that is made of 3 large 50-gallon wine barrels, is Loot, High Chieftain of the Northern Goblins, that of Thistletop, kind of doing a bit of a jig and running around, and he's just like happy as can be, with Flute kind of the goblin dog kind of following around him as a loyal dog should.
Tristan's going to put his fingers to his mouth, grinning the whole time, and just whistle as loud as possible.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll for that. That's fine. With that loud whistle that almost pierces, and you can kind of see the twitching of the ears of the goblins, as it seems to have almost hit a nerve with every single one of them. They all look at you, Tristan. Some of them with worry, some of them with anger, some of them with interest. Lute, however, looks with absolute happiness. My friends, you're alive! You were not eaten by the goblin, by the giant orcs. The things that did the damage.
No, we managed to fight them off. You guys are still alive?
We are still alive.
I see you got the party started without me. What have you been doing there this whole time?
Oh, we've been drinking, we've been fucking, we've been doing all the things.
Okay, how many children do you have now, Lutz?
I have a great brood of many children.
Really?
My seed has gone wide and far as the eye can see.
Well, your bloodline is certainly secure then, isn't it, my friends?
It is more secure than any that has laid in these lands. I will see my children prosper for many generations to come.
Well, you seem to have certainly come up in the world since we last saw you.
I am now chief of the northern goblins. Where will they hear my voice, my battle cry?
So you managed to unite the clans.
I did. I am High Chief of the Northern Goblins, of all the goblins, not just Thistletop.
My God, well, it seems I have a friend in high places now, don't I?
Aha, I see what you did there. I'm down here, you're up there high places. It's a funny joke, I like it.
Oh, you know, it's a Longshanks joke.
It is a Longshanks joke indeed. I missed our banter.
Right. Tristan's gonna kind of crouch down a level like Lute. Have you seen anything around the manor? I know that it was a little short notice that I asked you to defend this with your compatriots here, but did you notice anything out of place? I mean, again, nobody suspects goblins of being unerringly perceptive, but I know that you have an eye for these things. Did you notice anything? Do you notice anything unusual?
Only that the wine cellar was untouched, but we made do, and we drank all the wines, all the beers, all the ales, everything that could be drunk has been drunk. We left you a few kegs, though.
Tristan's gonna take like a sniff and be like, "You most certainly did."
The only thing that is weird is all the weird, troops that are out there. They had a funny look about them. Those black arrows.
The other humans?
Yeah, the other humans.
Oh, they work with us.
Oh, okay then, that's fine.
Yeah, they're ours.
Okay, they're good in my book. Friends of yours, friends of mine. They just gave me the stink eye a little bit. I think it's because we weren't sharing any of the wine.
I mean, did you fight in the Battle of Sandpoint?
We got here a little late.
You and Magnamar.
Magnamar. Yeah, that big village down south.
Yeah. A lot of jackasses in plate mail.
Yeah. Most people in plate mail are jackasses. You're the exception. I said you're the exception. Don't get your long shanks in a twist.
Hey, don't get too big for your loincloth, little man.
Too late. I had to get much bigger loincloth.
You might want to get that checked out, Lute. I don't think you're supposed to swell in those places.
It only swells because it's been well.
Tristan's gonna take a minute to realize that this little goblin fucks more than he does, and just be like, "All right, Loot. I know that you guys have been down here drinking. How many of your men are actually able to, fight off an attack or hold people at bay if need be?"
All right, hands up. Who's not drunk? About one kind of slowly raises his hand. I think I could drive a cart if I had to. Okay, poor decision. Drink early in the morning. Don't do that.
Tristan's just gonna be like, "Oh my god." Right, Loot. Do me a favor. Just I guess observe here. Try not to get in the way. We're going to take a look around the manor, see if there's anything unusual in these parts. But try not to get try not to draw too much attention to yourself. And for you in particular, my friend, I need you to do me a bit of a favor for your Longshanks.
Yeah, what you got?
So Scarnetti's manor has a pretty good view of the sea. And how's your eyesight?
As good as any goblin.
Is that behind the curtain? Is that good, bad, ugly?
It's fine.
Okay, cool. So I need you to keep an eye on the horizon for me, or at least post a guard to keep an eye on the horizon for me. And if you see a sail with a certain sigil, I need you to let me know.
What sigil is that?
It should be either a white rose on a black sail, or you're going to see a Tristan's going to describe a rampant lion, what a lion like rampant looks like on a crest, holding a sword in its paws.
Can do. You. Stand guard out there. Keep an eye out for any ships.
Thank you. If you see either of them, find me immediately.
Can do. And he kind of does a salute, like, but it's like a goblin salute, so it's kind of like kind of looks like that.
He's also drunk, so
He's also drunk.
All right, little buddy. Keep on with the keep on, and try not to stick your dick in anything that could take it off. Yes.
I'll try my best.
Fair enough. Farewell.
All right, lads, you heard him.
I'm gonna come out of the cellar and just be like, "Oh, some things never change."
Roland never went down to the cellar. He was just standing at the top, and that was going to address Tristan.
Right.
He's the leader of the tribes.
Well, he started off as kind of a low-life soldier, and then we kind of brought him to our side when we first got to Thistletop. And through a series of very, very strange adventures, we ended up making him an ally, and we made him leader of the goblins on Thistletop. And I guess he's somehow united all of the clans and is like high chieftain now. And apparently he has like 100 children.
I assume that's probably how he brought them all together. He just fucked his way into peace.
Oh, it went down the wrong pipe.
Sorry, that's bad timing. We're going to say that.
I mean, I have heard that the pen is mightier than the sword, but I guess the penis is mightier.
Diplomacy.
Dick diplomacy.
Dick.
Lord.
That was perfect. Well, while they're taking care of that, shall we look at the manor?
Yeah, let's go take a look.
Just make sure this it's Scarnetti's manor that has been kind of half destroyed, right? Or it's like it's been attacked in some way.
Yes. So leading up to the manor, getting closer to the front door, you can see that the front door has been completely smashed in, and rubble and bits of timber are scattered all across the front lawn. Windows are broken, chimneys are smashed, and an opening, a gash the size of a giant has been made in the front entrance. And you can look straight into the front foyer and see that the hardwood has kind of cracked and crumbled under the weight of the giant's footprint as he's moved about uh, the front foyer.
Well, someone certainly came in here and, I mean, he was certainly attacked by a giant. I guess I'm going to see if I can't use detective vision to kind of see if I can't piece together what happens here.
Go ahead.
Enter detective mode.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Alrighty. Okay. My perception is, I think it's a 21. I want to say it's a 21. That's what I get for closing out my character sheet.
Don't do that. Never do that.
Can't do that. I don't know. I'm stupid. Stupid stay. Okay. Yeah, that one. But I'm pretty sure I have a 21 in perception, so we should be good. Math. Math is hard.
You are not wrong there.
No, I know I'm not. 38.
38. Okay.
Yeah.
So looking around the timber and broken beams, you see that you would estimate that at least 2, if not 3 or more giants, stone giants, have been through here. The crystal chandelier smashed to pieces, all kind of fine pottery and paintings on the walls have been ripped off as the giants kind of moved through the lower floor. And you find under a piece of rubble what was once part of the kind of a side table, a halfling, battered and broken, wearing a red butler's uniform and a red white vest underneath, stained red with blood. This,
I mean, he's dead. He's dead, right?
Yeah, he's dead.
Okay. Oh. I was like, wait, how did he survive that for this long?
Continuing your search. Oh, let's see. And yeah, he doesn't have. It doesn't look like he has much on him. Just like a hand towel and gloves and such.
Aw, poor little guy.
Continuing your search, you find in the drawing room another corpse, 2, in fact, huddling together, their heads smashed inward on one another.
Ooh,
Damn.
brutal.
2 women. One appears by her physique to be a bit older, but it's difficult to guess, having half a head, and the other appearing to be a bit more slender, a bit younger. And you see fragments and bits of ripped out hair, both kind of a reddish color. Though it's difficult to ascertain if that's the color of the original hair or if it's just been stained with blood.
I'm going to guess that's Scarnetti's wife and daughter.
If you want to roll society, you want to roll society check to?
Yeah, why not?
Try to find out.
That is, because my society is 16. That is a 27.
Though you've never met this Titus Scarnetti's wife and daughter, you've heard that they both share the same hair, a kind of a fiery red hair. And you do surmise that this is what remains of them.
Well, somebody had a grudge against Garnetti. And
Sure, it wasn't Kaj from beyond the grave.
Tristan's gonna look up and be like, Kaj,
Is this you?
what did I say about behaving yourself?
There's no answer.
I miss his old friend. Roland, you have some experience in seeing the unseen. What do you think they could, what do you think they were looking for here? This doesn't seem like a normal raid.
Mhm.
Half this place is picked clean, but there's so much more that's been swept over. And if this was a conventional giant raid or even a raid by bandits, they would have taken them and not killed them.
I'd like to make a roll to see what is around. Kind of do like perception check or a what did they leave behind?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
That's going to be a 36.
Okay.
Math was very difficult for me right there.
So looking beyond the obvious clutter and rubble that remains of the house, you notice that there are quite a few that easily been taken that were left inside.
Sorry, you kind of cut out there a second. So I kind of missed what you were saying.
Oh, how about now?
Yep, we're good.
Can I come in?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So looking beyond the general clutter and rubble, you find several items that could have easily been taken but were left by the wayside, including paintings of obvious masters, gold and ruby daggers on the study table, various statues, and fine silverware, altogether worth somewhere in the neighborhood of 5,000 gold pieces.
Okay.
Share.
So it seems that you're right. They didn't take anything. They left a lot of valuables behind. So whoever was here was not here for simply valuables. This seems more. And the brutality of the killings here seems a little more personal or planned than if it was just simple raid.
I spoke with Amiko. She didn't seem to think of. I mean, there were people who disliked Scarnetti for sure, but she couldn't think of anybody who would actively be trying to do him harm. At least not in the middle of a full-on attack.
Do you think? Do you think there's anything that Do you think there's anything that they did take that was important other than the lives of these people?
I mean, Scarnetti's still missing, and I suppose we could check his study and see if there's anything there. I mean, these rich men always have to have studies, right?
Absolutely. Now about the gold.
We take it, we pawn it, we don't say anything to the others.
You're a good man, Tristan.
I try to be. Oh, we're swiping that shit.
Hell yeah. It was like
Tristan will open his bag of holding and be like, go, grab it, quick.
gonna scoop it all up.
So the bag of holding, it can pretty much hold most of it. The bag itself is, I think, about 3 foot wide. So it can hold all of the smaller items. It cannot take on the statues or some of the larger paintings. But the rest of it altogether is worth about 2,500 gold pieces.
Damn. Okay.
Right. We'll keep a presence here until we can get the rest.
Okay. And
2,500, right? Sorry,
Yeah.
sure.
2,500 general loot.
Got it. Sorry.
Or make a note, Scarnetti loot.
You got it.
And you said you wanted to make your way to the study?
Yes.
Okay. Making your way to the study, you find it is relatively untouched. It seems that the giants never made it this far. The study itself is well decorated with silken and vinyl, silk, and various busts of past Scarnettis under their names, their name plaques. And behind a large mahogany desk is a very fine chair, Scarnetti's chair. And behind him, a painting of Titus Scarnetti.
This man clearly was not compensating for anything. Tristan immediately goes and sits in his chair because fuck this guy.
I'd like to take another look around the room to see if there's any. Are there any valuables, or do I notice anything that is strangely missing, or something
If he
that
does
like
that, I'm gonna rifle through the desk.
I guess by strangely missing, I mean like maybe something that seems like it would be or something that is because it's missing, something seems out of place.
Okay. Roll perception.
I'll be much faster this time. That's gonna be 37.
37. All right. Looking around the room, you don't immediately notice anything that seems out of place. It does strike you as odd that it seems relatively pristine. And well kept, almost to a frightening degree of tidiness.
So there were no signs of a struggle in this room. There's nothing taken.
And Tristan.
Okay.
As you sit on Scarnetti's chair, you hear kind of an odd... Oh, no, sorry. As Tristan sits on Scarnetti's chair, Roland, you hear an odd squeak coming from one of the floorboards as Tristan sits down. One that seems a bit out of place.
Interesting. Okay. I'm going to examine the area where I heard the floorboard that I heard the squeak coming from.
Is it under my feet?
It seems to be.
Did I hear it?
Roll perception.
Oh my goodness. 40.
You do hear it. It seems to be coming from the back right leg.
I'm going to stand up and quickly sit down again.
You hear the squeak.
Oh.
It's,
Roland.
it just seems off. You
Roland,
can't quite put your finger on it.
Roland, come over here and help me with this.
Is there a carpet, or not carpet, but a rug or something underneath this, or is it just? Can we have straight access to it?
It's just hardwood.
Okay, cool. I'll come right over and help out.
So I pointed the floorboard on the back right leg, and I was like, "This, you heard that squeak? Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, let's help me pry up this floorboard. Is there a fireplace in the study?
There is.
Grab the poker. We can use that as a level.
Good idea.
So I'm gonna grab the poker, and I'm just gonna use it as like a crowbar.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to kind of pry up the board, and underneath you find the subfloor. It seems odd. Could have sworn that you thought it was coming from the floor, but then you look to your side, the upturned chair, and you notice the leg, back right leg. It seems that it has a circle in the center of the bottom of the leg, one made of cork, not of wood.
Ooh, okay, so we're gonna take that off.
A false bottom.
Or
Just
try and
instead
go for it.
Yeah.
You unhinge the cork from a hidden chamber inside the leg, hollowed out leg. And inside you see a very tightly rolled parchment. Several parchments.
I'm going to slowly ease them out.
Taking them out, and unrolling them, you realize, kind of reading through, what this is.
And it is.
It is a series of correspondence between Titus Scarnetti and Lucrezia.
Iomede's heaving tits. Roland?
Yes.
I'm Lucrezia.
I'll take the if you don't mind.
Yeah, Kristen's gonna just hand him the parchments.
And I'll read through them.
Reading through them, it seems that Scarnetti has been feeding information to Lucrezia as to various whereabouts of patrols, potential locations for the weapon as he describes it, and updates to the whereabouts of the Sandpoint Six.
That rat bastard. Right. So we're in agreement that we're not saving this fuck, yes?
Oh no. I assume he left. The jig was up, or he knew he's gone because he wants to be gone.
I mean, if he was gone because he wants to be gone, why would he leave this evidence here?
Perhaps you're right, actually.
I mean, there might be some evidence of foul play. I mean, first of all, we're definitely taking this to the remaining council members. We're having his family disinherited, and I think we might as well requisition this property and have the Blades of Zashel set up another outpost out here. But, and plus, the goblins drank all the booze, so.
I believe that everything you said is exactly in order.
Yeah, but it's curious. Why would he leave this damning evidence here if he was leaving willingly?
Perhaps he was in a bit of a hurry, or he.
Wouldn't it be more prudent just to set this whole place on fire, though, to cover his tracks?
Good point.
And why would he slot And Scarnetti seems callous and calculating, but why would he allow his wife and daughter to die?
Maybe he wasn't interested in keeping up a certain part of whatever bargain he had with them. The destruction of Sandpoint, since that would ruin his businesses, his home.
Right. I don't know. Scarnetti struck me as a merchant prince and a ruthless businessman, but never a cultist or a murderer. I don't remember us directly doing anything that well. There was that one time, but I don't remember us directly doing something that really hurt his business. Really, the closest we ever came to it was investigating something that occurred at his mill. But even that exonerated him more than it harmed him.
I wonder. I mean, I assume he is gone, right? There's no, like, he isn't hiding about here somewhere. There's no secret rooms or.
I'm going to feel around for if there's any trick doors or secret passages.
Ooh, I'll do the same thing. Kind of examine.
Okay. I'm gonna let you guys kind of keep the perception check. I just didn't want to interrupt.
Oh no, you're good.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys keep that perception check. So, turning now facing the fireplace, which is opposite the mahogany desk, you see a two brazier torches on either side of the fireplace. The one on the left seems untouched, while the one on the right seems to be crooked just slightly to the right.
Oh, I love it. Definitely gonna walk over and try and I don't know, pull it or turn it some way. I assume to try and if this is some sort of like handle or a way to open a secret entrance, I'm going to try and do whatever it takes to move it.
Grabbing the handle and pulling down, it seems that you hear a clanking coming from behind the fireplace, a moving of stone on stone, and gears turning. And before you, the back of the fireplace lowers and reveals a secret passage.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. All right. I'm gonna take the torch off, the left torch off if I can. Is it like bolted into the
The left torch is just a regular torch.
Excellent. And I assume it's dark in here, or is it actually yeah, I'm sorry. This secret entrance. Is it dark?
It is dark.
Okay, definitely gonna want to take that. I'll take that and do you want me to lead the way or would you rather take the lead?
I mean, do you have dark vision or not?
I do not.
I'll go first.
Right.
Moving down the corridor, passageway that leads a level below the manor's main floor, you find a small basement, almost a dungeness of sorts, with several small rooms, one of which has another desk before it, similar in size to the mahogany desk, but made of a simple oak. And behind it, a banner with a 7-pointed star.
God, fucking or Iomade, damn it! Does ever we can't let this cult can't just leave us be, can they? All right, Roland. I know that you're keeping a lot of things hidden from us, but tell us everything you know about this pointy cult.
Oh, I'll honestly, I gotta roll a check on this one.
Roll a occultism check.
You got it.
I rolled trash.
I rolled it's a 34.
Wow. Okay.
Right.
What do I have in occultism? Because it's probably not that good. I rolled a 4 in total.
Okay. Yeah, that's not very good.
No.
Okay, so 34, I can work with that. You know that the seven-pointed star is the ancient sigil of the goddess Lysalia, a god worshipped over 10,000 years ago. Her most esteemed followers, the Runelords, all were masters of the 7 points, 7 schools of magic, which her power derives. And were paragons of the 7 virtues of Nisan leadership: wealth, fertility, honest pride, abundance, eager striving, righteous anger, and well deserved rest. Though over time, those 7 virtues were corrupted by the Runelords into greed, lust, pride, gluttony, envy, wrath, and sloth. You recall all this from the various whispers that you've heard in fairy tales and stories, and of the few books that you have read on the subject. You know too that Thassalon itself was once ruled by these 7 paragons. And Karzok, the Rune Lord of Greed, you now know is in his mountain fortress of Zin Shalast, thought to be a lost city to time itself, but now revealed from its ruinous slumber.
Damn, I'm gonna tell Tristan everything about that.
So I guess it's just pointing us to where we already need to go, yes?
Yes, although do we even know where this was?
We know where to find it. We have a map.
Excellent.
But
go ahead, sorry.
But I guess we can bring this to the council. It's enough to tell us why Scarnetti might have gone missing, and maybe why he was a little suspicious. But there was also Vladimir, who's been described as odd and has been shut in his home manor the whole time. Maybe we should go kick his door down too.
Not a bad idea. Also, there's a desk in this room, right?
Yes.
There is.
We should definitely examine that. I want to thoroughly search that desk.
So there's nothing on top of the desk. We'll go ahead and roll a perception.
You got it. That is a 31.
Okay.
That is a 37.
So there's nothing on,
not rolling high there.
There's nothing on top of the desk, but looking through the drawers, you find one which contains a journal, and written in kind of a masculine font. It seems that you have found a translation book, half finished, written in to translate between ancient Thessalonian and common.
Ooh, shit. Lucky mushroom, boys.
Which I will remind you that the book that you found on Makamirian was written in Thessalonian.
Ooh, excellent. Oh, excellent. Okay.
We're keeping that.
Yeah.
Right. So we're going to keep this. We're going to keep this between ourselves because I want to translate this later, but we'll figure this out after we get after we figure out more about this town.
Perfect.
Let's go. Let's go see if we can have some of the. Well, we'll have the men hold position for now, but I think we should go to the council and present these documents as evidence that Scott Eddy was definitely in league with the people who were attacking Sandpoint.
Perfect.
Maybe he didn't intend for this attack to go through, but he definitely has conspiracy written all over him. We should go to find the mayor and the rest of the fam and Emiko.
I think it's a good idea.
Yes.
I don't think we have any further need of. Well, actually, how how much damage has this manor taken?
A sizable amount of damage that it would take to get it back to its previous state would take an enormous sum.
All right, I'm gonna throw the torch on the desk. I'm assuming.
What are you doing?
Oh,
what are you doing?
Looking to burn the shit out of this place.
Evidence, Roland.
Don't we have it?
Roll the Colts. Tristan's gonna go pat out the desk. Actually, is there a window near the study?
Back up to the study there is, but you guys are in the
In
lower
the secret
in the secret passage, which is just stone.
Oh, so damn it, it wouldn't do anything, would it?
Tristan's gonna look at Roland like, I'm going to stick that torch where the sun don't shine.
I mean,
okay, we have evidence, but if we burn this whole place to the ground, we're not going to have the damning evidence.
I'm not much of a poetic man, but I just see there's very sweet justice in lumber
we'll burn this place to the ground
down.
later. Listen, they know we're here. They'll know we're the ones committing grand arson.
Will they care?
Probably.
All right. Fine.
Oh my god.
I hate when making sense is it goes against my inner desires.
Even half of the people who join the Sandpoint 6. I swear, you're like toddlers on Horgill. Anyway, let's go take these documents down to
the council.
Yes, let's go to the council.
All right, making your way back to the surface and back to town. Who exactly are you trying to speak with?
Oh, we're trying to get the heads of the family and the Lord Mayor here and up to snuff, because we've got those documents about the conspiracy too.
Okay. Okay. So I assume that you just like tell your soldiers to assemble?
I'm going to tell my soldiers to hold. I'm going to tell half of them to continue to hold this. Well, some of them to kind of supervise the goblins holding this manor, and then the rest of them will come with us as sort of honor guard.
Okay. All right. So, make your way to the town hall where the council assembles. You find that half of the council is already in in residence at the town hall, including Kendra Deverin, the Lord Mayor of Sandpoint. That's good. The Sandpoint 6. I understand that you have some information for us.
Oh, yes. It's
Eh.
about Scarnetti. I know that he's gone missing, but we have something to show you.
Well, I suppose that is the least I'll ensure that the council is assembled post haste. I've sent out a few messengers to gather the rest. Please take your seats in the council hall, and we'll be with you shortly.
Tristan will sit in the council hall, find the most ostentatious chair that isn't the mayor's chair, and plunk down in it.
I was gonna stand in the back. Not really.
Stand at the back of my chair so you look like my.
So there are 5 seats at the table. Kendra Deverin, Abastar Father Xantus, Councilman Ganthus, who you guys met a long time ago, and Councilwoman Tessarna, which you guys again met long time ago, as well as, let's see. Sorry, no, that is not right. Oh, you just take a seat, right?
Yeah, we're just taking a seat and waiting.
Okay, I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay, so after about 10 minutes, the council members kind of finally can come together and convene. One from each of the reigning houses, with the exception of Scarnetti, including Amiko Kaijitsu. Wait, no, that is not right. Where is it? Yeah, each of the families, with the exception of Amiko Kaijitsu and the House of Vladimir, is not present. House Kaijitsu is present, House Devern is present, as well as the other 3 council members, Father Xantus, Councilman Granthus, and Councilwoman Tesserna, putting five people. You have 5 council members. And you also have Captain Catalan, who, while not a council person, has taken an adjoining seat. Kind of, I guess, in the opposite side. Yeah, an adjoining seat.
Right. Is everybody who's needs to be here?
Mayor Deverin speaks up. Yes, we've assembled what is left of the council, and we would very much like to hear what it is that you have to say.
So Scarnetti, aside from being a rather shady bastard, also, I think, had a certain hand in conspiracy against Sandpoint. We found these in a secret compartment in his manor. I'm going to take the scrolls from Roland and flatten them out on the table. The woman he's been corresponding with is Lucrezia, who's a known member of the cult we've been tracking and pursuing.
Or
We're going to
was.
test to her. Well, was. We're going to test to her lethality, and in his manor, there's a secret passageway leading to a dungeon with paraphernalia of the cult as well.
Goodness, this is quite a bit of evidence you've gathered. I'll of course be sending a troop to confirm this passage, but I frankly don't doubt your word. especially given all this. And she kind of thumbs through all the paperwork, all the corresponding letters of correspondence, passing them to the other council members.
Do you have any reason to believe why Scarnetti would want to do this?
Scarnetti, he's generally been a rather difficult one to work with, but I've never doubted his loyalty to Sandpoint. Though he's always sought power, he was never satisfied at being the head of one of the ruling households. The last 3 elections he lost to yours truly, and always disputed the validity of the elections. But to do all this, but the evidence is there. And some of the other council members kind of look over what you have here and kind of nod in agreement. This, in particular, Father Xantus. Father Xantus speaks up. I've known these particular lads for some time, and
I've known one of them for a particularly long time.
Well, one of them for a particularly long time. 2 of them, actually. And I don't doubt their hearts. But this is disturbing news. And it does hold Scarnetti's signature and his seal. I have no doubt in my mind of the validity of these documents. Mayor, I would like to put to a vote that we seek out or mark Scarnetti as a person of interest against the city of Sandpoint. And wherever he may be, that he come to face his accusers. And if he ever be apprehended, the truth to come out. Don't know if we can go as far as branding him a traitor, but... And one of the other council members also speaks up. This is Councilman Genthus. I've never liked Scarnetti. He's always been a rude one about him, and difficult to work with is an understatement. I say that we brandish him a traitor here and now, and be done with it. Some of the other council members are kind of rubbing their chins, unsure of quite such a drastic action. Mayor Deverin retorts. And you, Sandpoint 6, what are your thoughts on this matter?
We're still outside this town. We didn't grow up here. We've made this place our home, but we haven't lived here long enough to be able to dictate what you should and shouldn't do. But if Scarnetti was involved in this cult, he was the one who led these forces to your door and is the reason why so many citizens now lay here lost or wounded. If that's not grounds for treason, I'm not sure what is. I can only speak for myself, but I wouldn't trust the man to come back, and unfortunately, I think his line ends with him. So I don't see any harm in striking his name from the ledger. Roland, what do you say?
I say once you've seen for yourself that he's clearly a traitor, we burn his place. We destroy all evidence of of him and wipe him off the face of the earth. Drastic, maybe, but
You just like burning things.
but yes, a traitor like that need to know what happens when they are discovered.
If I might make a suggestion, and Captain Catalan speaks up.
Mm.
While I do not hold a vote on your council, it's clear to me that these Sandpoint 6, heroes of Sandpoint, as they are called among the taverns and my men even, they seem more than trustworthy, and evidence brought by them is of a great validity, in my mind. I suggest this. Give Scarnetti 7 days to return and face his crimes. If he does not return in that time, and we can ensure that the word goes out, brandish him a traitor. Strike him in the lordship's ledgers. And see that his properties, at least that of the manor, be given to someone or a group that might better utilize them to a purpose. These 6 before you. In that way, he has a chance to clear his name. If he does not, he's a traitor to Magnamar, to Sandpoint, and to the council. And his manor relinquished and given to those that might better utilize it. Some of the council members kind of nod in agreement. The mayor puts it to a vote. Very well, we shall put it to a vote. All in favor, and I must remind you, it must be unanimous to strike a council member from the ledgers in this way. All in favor to give Scarnetti 7 days, and in his absence, then brandish him a traitor to the ruling parties of Magnamar and to Sandpoint. All in favor. She raises her hand, as does Desarna, Gardenthus, and Father Xantus hesitates for a moment, but he too raises his hand. It is a unanimous vote. Scarnetti is to be given... very well. Scarnetti is to be given 7 days to clear his name. If it is undone, his manor will go to the Sandpoint 6. And she clicks down her gavel. And well, with that, is there anything else that you wish to bring to the council?
No, but I suppose now's a good time as any to ask if you have anything that we might need to know, or anything that you protest to.
In what way?
You tell us. We literally showed up over the horizon with an army and fought a rearguard attack. Surely there has to be something you're wondering.
Well, it is, I'll grant you, slightly unconventional for a army of this nature to come together. Magnamar, Northern Goblins, and the Black Eris. But it is a age of unconventionalities. As I understand it, the garrison for Magnamar is to hold their position until further ordered. Is that right, Captain? Captain nods. Then I would suggest the 7.6's regiments join their ranks and be stationed either perhaps at the manor for the time being, at least until all this is sorted out and we get further instruction from Magnamar. And
We already have our men. We already have our men stationed there. They can join them. Oh, don't mind the goblins.
yes, they were a bit, as I said, unconventional, but at least thus far have not caused any malcontent amongst the citizens and have done relatively little damage.
Oh,
So, as long as that trend remains, I trust that they will be under your command and charge and won't cause the citizenship any.
they shouldn't be, no. Or at least if they do, I'll have a conversation with Loot.
Good, good. I think at this point, any additional troops that we can muster would be, well, welcome.
Is there any word from some of the other allies we sent out, or calls for aid we may have sent out?
No word has come in, but I expect Magnamar to be sending a raven anytime. As far as any other aid, I am afraid this is all that we have.
I'm going to turn to the captain and say, "Can we hold this place if there's another attack?"
Captain kind of stands up. Aye, my men will. Oh, you need a. Let me give you a picture. Aye, my men will ensure the defense of Magnamar. Any auxiliary from your troops would be welcome, though. But we will hold it. I will not see Sandpoint fall. Not while I'm in command.
I like that. Good.
Is there any other business? The mayor asks.
No, I guess that's council adjourned.
Although I would like to make a suggestion. I since Scarnetti has 7 days to prove his prove that he isn't guilty. Maybe not set out a warrant for his, if not arrest, a warrant for his immediate return to Sandpoint.
Very well. We will add that to the docket.
I mean, I would hate for him not to know he's not wanted here.
Are you suggesting that we set a trap or lure him in and not tip him off to the fact that we know?
Precisely.
What exactly is it that you suggest then?
Kind of thinking on my feet here. I don't have anything particularly in mind at the moment, but I think if we were to catch him without him knowing he was wanted for arrest, we might be able to get some more information out of him. Learn something new, perhaps.
But if everything that you say is true, wouldn't he be suspicious to come back to Magnamar? at all, then?
Perhaps. If a trap is not our plan of action, then at least he should know that he is wanted.
Very well. In the announcements, we will say that Scarnetti is wanted in Sandpoint not to face crimes, but rather to see to his business affairs.
And his wife and daughter, I presume.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I think it's fairly obvious that he knows they're dead.
Just his business then.
Very well. I will see that news reaches as far and wide as can be sent by Raven.
Excellent.
In terms of ensuring the housing of your men, I'm sure that you can speak to Lieutenant Thornton. I understand that he's manning any the support of the garrison here.
Ooh.
I'll ensure that he's well aware and sends provisions to the manor.
Excellent.
Is there anything else?
I do have an idea. If we did want to set a trap for him, perhaps mentioning his family's death. What if they weren't dead?
What? What do you want about Roland?
What if we were to say that his family was alive and well and looking for him? Do you think that would draw him back?
Perhaps.
The idea that his family is, if he was in any way connected to their deaths, I think he would probably want to come back and see that.
Indeed, perhaps that is a better way to lure him in.
The job is finished.
To say that their passing was unfortunate and that a funeral is to be held, as it indeed must, and that he is requested for his attendance.
We could absolutely do that. We could, it's the funeral. We could say that his, at least one, his wife or daughter is still alive.
I must admit it puts a bad taste in my mouth to use the deceased in such way, but perhaps that is the best way to honor their memory.
Do you think also that he has a bad taste in his mouth, if our suspicions are correct about what he's done to your town?
Perhaps. And if he does not attend the funeral of his own wife and daughter, well, is that not evidence enough, in addition to what you've provided? Roland, you have a keen mind.
I had help.
Very well. A report will be sent out, not to call Scarnetti into into Sandpoint to answer for his crimes, but rather an announcement of the funeral of his wife and daughter. If he does not attend, he's through with Sandpoint. Sandpoint is through with it.
Excellent.
In the meantime, please feel free to utilize the Scarnetti Manor to your disposal at garrisoning your men. I understand that the Sandpoint garrison is already filled to breaking point with the Magnamarian soldiers.
Understood.
And if you... No, scratch that. Well, if there's nothing further that you wish the council to hear.
No, I think that just about covers it.
Then I adjourn this meeting of the council. And she clicks her gavel. And the council members stand up and begin to dissipate. And council's kind of going to go into the back room, into the council, back council room. And Captain Catalan comes back up to you to speak with Roland and Tristan. It's a fine thing that you've done for Sandpoint here. And, well, it'd be good having additional soldiers around here. I'm confident in my men and know that they can hold their own, fight as well as the best of them. But any auxiliaries, welcome.
I trust Captain the next time that we are in need of support, you'll be there before it's finished.
She kind of grins with him and kind of almost does a half nod, like an understanding. Normally I wouldn't take that, but given the circumstances, fair. I will assist in any way I can.
Also, Captain, do you have any contact with your commanding officer?
Raven has been sent, and I'm away with a report on the Sandpoint attack. I am awaiting further orders.
Excellent. Do you think he would ever show his face around little old Sandpoint?
The commander is a particular individual that, when his mind is set, it is very difficult to...
He's a golden armored bureaucrat. You can just say it.
He is the commander.
All right, well. I have many things I wish we could say to him face to face.
Not doing a very good job defending the other smaller villages, is he?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm unsure if that is true or untrue. I await the reports for Magnamar.
You wait that report, Captain. You wait that report.
Indeed. Well, if I am in need of you, can I expect that you will be in your townhouse or at the Scarnetti Manor with your men?
You can probably find us at the Scarnetti Manor, our townhouse, or the Rusty Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Call on us on whatever hour you need.
Very well. I will reach out as soon as I've heard word.
Now, Roland's gonna walk up to Tristan and try. Is the captain still within earshot?
Captain has left.
Okay, good. Well, Tristan, I think we held that together pretty well. I was actually hoping we could say no, we'll call you when you're needed. But
I'm sorry, what was that? I was watching the captain walk away.
I know, fine skin on her, right?
Roland, don't you do it.
All right. And I think we'll take a quick break at that, and we will be right back.
Perfect.
back. All right. So several days go by, most of which your men spend fortifying the Scarnetti Manor, making sure that there's enough places for the men to shelter and to rest, as well as continuing various points of training amongst themselves, even including some training with the goblins. Despite the odds, it seems that the goblin troop, as well as the band of black arrows and orcs and ruffians, seem to have taken a liking amongst each other and seem to be getting along surprisingly well. Is there about 2 days pass? Do you guys want to do anything in those 2 days other than rest?
Probably just rest. I think maybe explore more of the mansion, see if there's anything else of value.
So kind of looking through, it looks like you found all the most valuable items. Everything else is pretty mundane in value.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. I don't think there's anything else. Tristan.
Or broken.
Sorry, Tristan. I don't know what I said, Tristan. Roland needs to do during that time.
You're
And-
good.
And after about 2 days, a messenger comes up to the manor and salutes both of you. Says, "I've been told that you are to report to the garrison to speak with the Captain Catalan."
Tristan has been trying his luck with either of them just to be a bit of a cad in the past few days.
Okay. What do you try to do
Oh, he's just lightheartedly flirting.
Oh yeah.
with the captain?
Oh, with the captain and Amico.
Okay. Are you? Yeah, you could try. You can go ahead and roll diplomacy over the course of those 2 days against both of them. See how good it is.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Where is my modifier? Because I remember I think I had a chunky diplomacy modifier. I think that's a flat 30.
Okay.
14 plus 6. Yeah, 14 plus 16 is 30.
30.
All right. So the Captain Catalan, she seems a bit more interested in ensuring that the defenses of Sandpoint are maintained,
Mhm.
though she doesn't seem off put by the advances, just more interested in her duties. Amiko, on the other hand, is a little bit more receptive,
Ooh.
but she also kind of pushes it aside given the current
Hmm.
circumstance, almost as if this isn't quite the time.
When will the time be, Amber? That's what Tristan needs to know.
So even Tristan's kind of like, well, that's more than I thought was going to happen.
And all right, so making your way to the garrison, you are escorted up to the what was the sheriff's office that has now kind of been at least temporarily taken over by the captain. As she kind of does that brooding hunch over the fire, and she kind of just stares into the flames.
You seem to have made yourself at home, Captain.
She's unresponsive. She just kind of looks at the folded piece of parchment in her hand, crumples it, and throws it into the fire. She turns around. Well, I received my orders.
What were they?
I requested that I lead a battalion against this Runelord with the assistance of you and your compatriots.
All right.
My intent was to seek out Zin Shalast and end the threat there.
Mm-hmm.
My request has been denied.
What?
I am to remain here and garrison Sandpoint for any other attacks. It is the commander's opinion that if they attack once, they may attack again. I've also heard word of other attacks in the area. Bastard. Give me the god. And she kind of hits the table in a rage of frustration, and the gods blast it command.
Are these orders from on high?
She straightens her back, recomposes herself. They are from the commander. And I have other news.
Yes.
It is the leadership of Magnamar's intent to send you and your friends to deal with the threat. I told them that you had a series of blessed weapons that could be used against such a threat.
Right.
It is High Command's opinion that the armies be used defensively, not offensively.
So let me get this straight, Captain. These commanders want to hunker down and wait for the enemy to come to them instead of forward deploying and eliminating the threat before it can sweep across the land like a plague and destroy more villages like Sandpoint was nearly destroyed?
I can surmise from their orders that they're not entirely convinced of this Zin Shalast. I personally don't doubt it. However,
well, if they got out of their comfortable command tents and actually got on the battlefield every once in a while, maybe they would understand the threat to the world. But no. Where I'm from, kings lead from the front. They don't stand behind the enemy lines.
If only that was our custom. And she kind of crosses her arms and broods a bit. I did receive some good news, at least. At least one of my requests has been granted.
Which one?
It was my intent that, given your service and the service of all your members to Sandpoint and to Magnamar and the Greater, that you be knighted for your service. And your band officially be recognized as more than just a collection of mercenaries. At least that was granted.
Appreciate the thought, Captain, but
Hold. Would we fall under the jurisdiction of Magnamar?
You would be counted among them, the nobility of Magnamar. And if given a holding, expect to defend that holding. But beyond that, you're still bound by Magnamar's laws, but not to its army, if that is what you mean. That is until you take a holding of your own.
Then I can accept then we'll accept the knighthood.
Grant. I'll see that the arrangements are made. In terms of the assignment you've been given by our gracious commander, what shall I give him in reply?
Tell the commander if he deigns to give me orders, he can come down here and damn well tell me himself. I'm not one of his soldiers, and I commanded the defenses here, not him. We stand here amidst my achievement, not his own. So, if he wishes to give me orders or tell me how I'm supposed to fight, he can come down here, damn well hold this ground himself, and then maybe he'll understand what the threat is going on here. But I'm not one of his underlings. I don't know where he gets he believes he can give me orders.
Would it entice you at all that I was given a purse to sway your opinion?
Listen, Captain, yes. Money doesn't mean much when you have to go up against a Runelord on your own. It's not going to do us much good.
And I don't think that, I think that the command sees this enchantment on your weapons as the only thing that can kill this bastard. And anything beyond that, just fanfare.
Then why are they sending a small band of mercenaries, essentially, into the jaws of into the heat of it?
I can only speculate, but I suppose to ensure the defense of Magnamar and its holdings. There have been other attacks, not just here in Sandpoint. And if we release the entire army, it will return to nothing but smoke and ash.
What happens if we fail?
If you fail?
What happens if we fail and your army is scattered and you can't hold them where we fell in their position? You can't push them back. Sure, splitting the army and holding down and defending these holdings might work against roving bands of whatever underlings the Runelord has, but if they're as powerful as we're led them to believe, we can't stop them. Your smaller cores are not going to do any good.
It seems that the only thing that can kill this Runelord is what you already possess.
It's no use, Tristan. Captain, as much as you want to brood and cross your arms,
I don't mind.
You have done nothing but bribe us with knighthood, money. I don't see this as being that much different from
Tristan's blinking in confusion.
That much different from your pitiful excuse of commander. I think everyone would be better off if Magnamar were just to what's the term? Go fuck itself. I'm not taking orders from some commander. I am here on my own accord, my own mission.
What is your mission?
Yes, I would like to know that as well.
Does not matter.
Yeah,
Cannot be done. I could tell you, Tristan, at some point, but I don't trust a messenger.
Oh.
And I
Tristan's
don't
gonna-
need your knighthood.
Tristan's going to rub kind of out his face and just be like, and look to the captain and be like, "Do you trust me?"
She thinks on it. I do.
Do you trust us to do the right thing?
I can trust to hope.
Wait to send a reply. Leave us for the moment. I'm going to talk with my compatriot, and I'll find you later, and I'll discuss what needs to be done.
Very well. There is one more thing.
Mhm.
She pulls from her pouch a piece of parchment with a black wax seal. This came by Raven this morning.
I'm gonna.
It reads Tristan Bayard and Company. She hands it. Dark wax usually brings dark words. She hands it to you, Tristan.
I've heard the saying. I guess I'm gonna split the wax seal and see what's inside.
The wax seal, you look down, and it is the seal of the King of Falernia.
My breath is gonna kind of catch in my chest a little bit, and my hand's gonna get a little shaky. And I'm gonna glance at Roland. It's from home.
Do you read it?
I guess I have to. Tristan will split the seal with his thumb and open up the scroll.
All right. It is on the drive. If you want to read it off of the drive,
All right.
it is also. I don't know if you can read that from there.
Let me see. I will pull up the drive.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Uh,
Which drive is it?
Party handouts. Is that?
Yep, that's the one.
Oh, letter to Tristan Bayard and Company. All right.
That's the one. And are you reading that out loud?
I will read it out loud.
Okay.
Tristan Bayard and Company. Let it be known, the armies of the kingdom of Falernia will not march on the word of a traitor, one that has betrayed his order, his country, and his king. If ever you are foolish enough to return to the lands of Falernia, you will be hung by the neck until dead for your crimes against the state and your king. Blood stains your hands, Tristan of the fallen house of Bayards. Gorgonus Fang, chief advisor to the king of Falernia. What?
Did you read this out loud or?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming it's just you and I in the fucking in the room right now.
Oh, is the captain with us, or is it just you and I?
Did you leave it the captain before reading it?
I think we dismissed. I told her to take her leave. I'm pretty sure she dismissed.
Okay. Yeah, it's just you two.
Okay.
Well, and the rest.
I couldn't remember.
The rest of the party when they get here.
Right.
What? What? Tristan's gonna scroll up the letter and look to Roland and be like, "Well, the armies of Falernia aren't coming, but I don't understand. When I left home, this doesn't make any sense. Gorgonus Fang. When I left home, Fang was a minor member of the king's court. Last I heard, Valen? I don't understand. As far as I knew, Valen's brother was still his chief advisor. Where did Fang come from? And this blood stains. How? What? Tristan's gonna flip the letter over to see if he can find anything else on it.
As you flip the letter over, you find a little, almost a we'll go ahead and roll roll a perception on it first. Let's see.
39.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you find a like kind of a correction almost. It looks like it originally read, "Her blood stains your hands, Tristan of the fallen house of Bayard."
Tristan goes extremely still. Roland,
Tristan,
do you know anything of magic?
I know very little.
Is there a way to communicate with, I don't know, send long distance messages faster than the way a raven could?
Not well. Actually, let me roll to see. Let me see. Should I roll a? Probably yeah. I could roll a occult check, occultism check, or let's see,
That'd be more of an Arcana check.
or Arcana. There we go. Thank you. I'll roll Arcana. Let's see. 28. Do I recall anything?
So you know that there are these stones that can be used to communicate long distances. Though they are not particularly well known to this part of the world, they're more utilized to the south.
Mm.
And when they do come to this part of the world, they're exceedingly expensive and rare.
I'll relay that information to Tristan. Is there? Can I do another roll to see if I would recall anywhere that we could find those in our part of the world?
What'd you get? A 30?
Oh, sorry, it was just a 28.
28. So they occasionally come up in auction or at various markets, and on the very, very rare occasion, a magic shop. But they they do record. It's kind of like a radio where you have have one. Yeah, have to have one here and one there.
Gotcha. I'll relay that information to Tristan as well.
Can I do a society check to see what I remember about Fang?
Fang, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's a flat 30.
So you recall that he was, when you left Fralernia, a relatively low ranking noble, but one with no short of ambition, and always a bit of a seedy fellow, almost a worm tongue-esque creature.
Very Lord of the Rings here.
Tristan's gonna flatten the letter out on the table and kind of put his hands on either side of it and just kind of gather his thoughts, and then look up at Roland and say, "If I trust you with my past, will you trust me with yours?"
It's not very pretty, but if you do wish to know, I'd be willing to hear yours.
Suffice to say, Tristan taps the paper and explains who Fang is.
Mhm.
Before Fang was chief advisor, King Valen of Falernia's brother, Aranel was. Aranel, Valen, and I grew up at court together. We put on our spurs together. I ascended to the Order of the Order of the White Rose under Valen's mark for courage under fire. And for years, I served my king with honor and fidelity, but that all changed when he took a wife. Liliana was remarkable, and her marriage to Valen was one of convenience, but her affair with me was one of passion. And it nearly got Valen killed. After the battle, I left, I came here, and I didn't send back home for anything until we needed to call for aid. But if you see here, and I'll point to the position where it's blotted out and it's supposed to say her, I don't know if Fang has done anything to her or what he means by this. As for my fallen house, that's a whole other thing entirely. But I don't understand. If Liliana is in danger, she's been killed. I don't know why Valen would let that stand, and I don't know why he would remove Aranel from his post. Aranel was training his entire life to be chief advisor. And Fang only came into the scene recently.
Hmm. So this Fang is dubious.
He's a sycophant,
Hmm.
but he's cunning and ambitious. A deadly combination.
Side note.
Valen is a good man, but he was. His father always told him he was too hot-blooded to be king, but he was the elder. It was what he was born to do. Aranel was probably the more level-headed of them. He probably should have set the throne, but you don't use up blood. My question is, Valen might have been hot-tempered, but he wasn't suspect of flattery. I don't know how a sycophant like Fang would be able to weasel his way into such a high position.
Odd. So, do you think that you have been betrayed by this Fang?
I think that Fang may have found out something that I never trusted Fang, but I think Fang might have been able to find out what happened. And if he has, there's a possibility that he manipulated Valen into taking action. I know the man. He wouldn't back away from a fight like this. But that also poses a threat because there was a letter I sent out to Liliana. If that's been intercepted, it could mean trouble for us.
So, seems we've hit quite a predicament.
Indeed.
Would it be beneficial to pay this Fang a visit?
Falernia is a long journey from here, and unfortunately, I have Tristan kind of gestures to his silver eyes and ethereal prettiness and his like somewhat distinctive features.
What should we do? What would you do, Tristan?
Honestly, what I want to do is assemble an army sail over there and put the whole place to the sword. What we should do is see if we can't send somebody to figure out the situation there. I don't know if there are any ships heading that direction, but perhaps we might have some rogues at our disposal who might be able to get in, figure out what's going on.
I wish I had a network that I could use, but I'm sure we could find someone to pay off to do our bidding of that and report back to us.
Well, do we have any spies within our ranks at the moment?
I know my way around subterfuge.
You're also a bit of a standout, my friend.
No doubt about it. No denying that.
No, we can't send the goblins either.
And our soldiers are, well,
We're
they're still
going-
pretty green.
We're going to need them here.
Perhaps we could visit a thieves guild and pay someone. Oh, that could be tricky in of itself, knowing how truthful they are, and if they won't just take the money and run. If there's anything I know as a thief, is you can't trust a thief.
Should I bring this to the council? They might want to know who's in their midst.
If you are if you think it's a good idea, then I would say yes. Although it can.
Who do you trust in here among the people of Sandpoint? The council, the captain. Who do you trust?
No one.
Okay. If you were foolish enough to trust, who would you trust?
Probably you, Tristan. And anyone around here? I suppose the dear father.
Father Xanthus.
Not much for the church, but for the most part, they're pretty trustworthy.
You think that Xanthus might be able to figure out something that's going on in my homeland?
Yeah. They have connections too, a lot of priests.
You think that's a subtle way of finding out without bringing attention to ourselves?
I think it's our best guess. Everyone else has their own motives, and even a man of the cloth does too. But again, he's the least likely to to want to stab someone in the back.
I suppose I am going to have to take that knighthood after all. If I've been declared a traitor, I've certainly lost my title back home.
I understand that. I would say take the knighthood. I would.
By no means are you required to take that title as well.
Yes, I have no need for knighting, but I think it's best for you, Tristan.
Then why are you here, Roland? Why attach yourselves to us?
Well, quite frankly, you're my best shot at getting what is dearest to me back.
Your skin?
And my family.
You have a family.
Oh yes. That cult that betrayed me. They took my family, forced me to extract a item of value. That is what got me in this predicament. if I could find the cult, could find the book that got me to where I am now, perhaps I could save myself and save my family. And you at the Sandpoint 6, if I am a part of that, is my best shot at that.
Tristan's gonna drum his fingers on the table and say, "Do you have any idea where the cult would have taken them?"
No idea. They've vanished as far as I could tell. Last I had heard, I was on my way to the fortress where we ran into one another. I was hoping that Lucrezia or one of them would have some information on them, but I was not able to obtain anything from them before their deaths.
Oh, believe me, I'm angry with Anthar over that too.
Plus, there is the matter of me resurrecting your friend, the orc.
I do wish Outremer was here.
I may not know much of magic, but I know that if we were to find the cult, we find the book, I can save myself, my family, perhaps even you and your friend.
I know little of magic, but I know that a soul needs to be willing when it comes back. Is that not true?
That is true.
What if he doesn't want to return?
Then that is his choice. But if he is indeed unfinished with his business here, there's a chance we can get him back.
I guess we need to go find a priest then, yes?
I think that's a good idea.
Let's go. Might as well tell that captain of the guard to pen a notice that I'm accepting that knighthood, and inform the commander that for the time being we'll play nice, but we'll want to say on how we're going to be utilized.
I think it's a good idea.
As much as I would like to put my fist through his face, I think it's best that we don't piss off any more people in power.
Tristan,
Yes?
I don't know the command structure, but if the commander were to perish, would the captain be next in line?
It really depends on where she is in terms of army command. I think it really would depend on how their army is structured.
Okay.
Bigger cities like Magnamar tend to have a more intricate system, whereas feudal kingdoms like Falernia, the structure is a little more streamlined, a little more clear. So really, we'd have to determine that, and a lot of those higher positions, they depend on connections just as well as merit. So we'd really have to see. We would really have to find that out, and then there's getting her to actually ascend to that position under those circumstances.
Too lengthy.
Pardon?
That is too lengthy a task, it sounds.
I'm fairly charming, but I don't know if I could charm her into that.
I guess just so you know,
Yes.
I'm not a good man, and I'm going to do anything it takes to accomplish my task. And I hope that you are accepting of that.
Did you not just hear that I slept with my queen?
Quite true. Quite true.
We've all made mistakes, Roland. What matters is how we come back from them. And in some cases, doing the wrong thing for the right reasons can be justifiable rather than doing the right things for the wrong one.
Quite true.
As long as your dagger points forward and doesn't go anywhere near my back.
Again, you're my best shot.
Be wary of Antar. Don't think he's forgiven you for Shalelu. And I don't know. I don't know how he reacts. There's one moment where he's the same as the few elves I have encountered, austere, aloof, above it all, but in some ways, he's more human than you or I. Though apparently I'm not human either.
I was going to say, I may not look it. I was human at one point. I don't know if I can be considered that much anymore.
But
I will keep my eye on him.
Just be careful. As long as you don't betray us, I don't think there's any reason you should need to fear us. However, I think we should probably go confer with the priest and figure out our next move.
Agreed. Let's do it.
Right. And with that, I think that is where we're going to end tonight.
Oh, damn it. Damn.
See what happens next time. All right. Well, thank you so much, those watching now and those watching later. Till next time.
Yes. And thank you all for in the chat. Awesome chat going there. Appreciate you all.
Yep.
But yes, have a good night, everyone.
All right.
Day.
Good night. Good day.
Good night, guys.
Yeah.